Hey y'all, it's Jenny. I just wanted to say hi, and I just want to tell you, I hope you all get this. As brain injury survivors, we can read, we can write, we can research things, and be told and taught things. But I find myself, I learn more from my oopses than from any other thing in the world. For instance, I have a habit, and I love Facebook for this particular reason. I share my oopses that I do that I've learned from. I know I don't use them to complain, but I do them to share in humor. Oopses that I myself have experienced and done. And what I learned from it, because I find that my oopses make a big impression on me. And they're like learning lessons. They're kind of like, oh my goodness, I don't want to do that again. And they stick more in my mind than if somebody were to teach me something or try to teach me something. I might learn it in time, but an oops makes a huge impression on me. and if I share it, a lot of times I'll have a friend or a couple of friends that might give me suggestions on ways that I may be able to. I'll give ideas of things I think I want to do to help me in the future with my oops, and they'll give me suggestions that make more sense, that help me to accommodate, to work around those oopses. Let me explain. Yesterday was such a beautiful day. I turned my heat off. In my new house, I have new utilities because I never had air conditioning before. And here I have to turn off my heat in order to let the air conditioning run. Well, yesterday I had such a beautiful day, I had opened my window, so I turned my heat off thinking that I was supposed to turn my heat off because I didn't want my heat to kick in. But I wasn't, that's not was something I was supposed to do, but I didn't know I wasn't supposed to turn it off because it was warm enough my heater would never have run anyway. But I didn't know that because it's a new utility. I didn't know this. So I went ahead and turned it off, wanting to enjoy the beauty of the day because I wanted to listen to the birds and have the fresh air in and everything. And when I came in, because I have short-term memory, I came in and in the evening it was starting to get a little bit cool, so I went ahead and closed my windows thinking, okay, snug as a bug in a rug. I didn't think, with my short-term memory, I didn't remember that I needed to turn my heater back on again in case it got cold enough that the heater needed to kick in to keep it warm inside. So I went to bed. I woke up this morning, I was freezing. I mean freezing cold. It had gotten quite cold last night. And I had forgotten to turn the heater back on. And so I went ahead on Facebook this morning after I turned the heater on, and I was all cuddled up in all kinds of layers on to keep myself from freezing. It was colder inside than it was outside. I went ahead on Facebook and I was laughing, and I just typed in that I'd learned a lesson that I would never turn my heater off again unless I was turning my air conditioner on. And then I was going to put a note on the wall next to my heater thing telling me that when I turn my air conditioner off to turn my heater back on, because I have no body temperature control in me anymore. I have to keep the room at a certain temperature at all times. I can't let it drop below a certain temperature, or I just absolutely freeze because my fingers and everything get cold. And when I did that, I had one of my friends respond back, why don't I use just a colored note instead of having to write an actual written note? Why don't I just put a colored card there that would make me remember, if I see that card, that means that I need to turn the heater back on. And I thought, that makes sense. But the color they said didn't make sense to me. I thought, red is an identifiable color for me. That would tell me, that's an alert color for me. That color tells me I have to do something. It's an action color for me. So I immediately looked, and I saw I have red Post-it note, little card stickers in my drawer. So I grabbed them and I ran out and put them on top of my thermostat thing, and they're sitting there ready to go. So anytime I turn my heater off, I'm going to stick one of the Post-it notes on the front of it until I turn the air conditioner back off, or until I turn it off, and that doesn't come off until, in other words, it's going to alert me to turn the heater back on at all times, and that doesn't come off The red sticker doesn't come off until the heater's back on. So it's one way that I can adapt, because with my short-term memory, I won't remember. I can't turn it on, off, because short-term memory doesn't work for me. So it will accommodate me. So Facebook is really helpful, not to vent or complain, but to talk about oopses, and other people can help, and I love it. Later, Gators.